welcome in pitching coach Chris Hook of the Milwaukee Brewers. Chris, thanks for the time. I understand you're in Milwaukee here, so you know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, it's a little chilly, Tim. Just a little chilly.
A little bit. And Friday, it's supposed to be like minus 138,000 or something like that. So do you reside then in let me guess, Arizona?
No, I'm actually in the northern Kentucky area, not far from the stadium, about 30 minutes south of where they play baseball down in Cincinnati.
Okay, gotcha. Because I'm thinking about buying a place in Scottsdale and just sitting out in the front yard with a baseball glove and see how many players, coaches, and managers would drive by and talk baseball with me, because it is a hotbed down there in Arizona. And okay, so let me start out with this, Chris. You not just locally here have been associated with just this pitching guru sort of title. But nationally, I think you're really getting a lot of love. And what do you attribute that success to? I know you're going to, be grateful to the staff, and it's a collective effort. But I mean, what has made you so successful? Because it's truly been amazing.
Well, Tim, it is a village of people that are working with guys on a daily basis. Now, we have to set a culture and a standard in how we do things. And I think we've been able to have success in doing that. When we get guys from all over the place, they know that, I think, number one, they come in and they know that we've had success. And I think there's an openness and a willingness to do some things that might have success, that they have success here, that they might not have success other places. And I think that has just built on year after year after year. And I think it's a culture thing, obviously, but with our group, when you come in, you know that there's a really good chance you're going to get better. And I think that willingness to succeed helps us move forward.
Well, and you just said that at the end there, Chris, you know you're going to get better. Like, if I kind of like start warming up a little bit, you think you can add 5, 10 on anyone's arm right now? Like, just off that, what I don't want you to give away some of your secrets, but I mean, how much are you relying on other guys on your staff or other guys you've coached in the past? Like, it's truly incredible with some of the work you've been able to do here, Chris, with a lot of arms coming in into the organization over the years.
Well, I mean, we have to believe in our stuff. And I think that's a big part of it is once you get in our system, we can use our stuff to assess you. And it also is our North Star to drive you to, maybe it's a different pitch mix. Maybe it's we got to create a little bit better spin efficiency. Maybe your delivery's off a little bit. I mean, again, there's no magic sauce. And I think it's the being diligent on like getting better every day. I think it's the coach speak everybody hears about, but when you're doing it the way we do it on a daily basis, I mean, I think about first 3 games of the season last year, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? But it really is getting back to the basics on like, hey, we're going to get as many guys better on a daily basis, 1% better on a daily basis every day, and sticking to that. And then at the end of the season, you're like, oh, wow, a lot of guys got better. And I think it does take a lot of fortitude to do that, and it takes a group. And our group is really special at doing it.
You didn't say cutter one time during that.
Torpedo bats.
Torpedo bats, too. Yeah. I mean, those two. Speak on both of them. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we made national news, right? We made national news at the end, and we made national news at the end, beginning and the end. So we had a nice national news sandwich last year. The Brewers, they were talking about us from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
So we want to continue to do that in a positive way, of course.
Okay, this may show you how long I've been doing this. I spoke with former Brewers pitching coach Mike Maddox many years ago, and he had a ball player named Victor Santos that always had these troubles in the first inning. It was almost Freddie-like, to where the pitch count is up and you're like, oh boy, the length is gone in the first inning and things like that. And he told me this way back then. He said, it's about the person. I can't go up to another pitcher and say the same things that I say to Vic Santos. I have to keep it tailor-made to that human being. And much to the degree of philosophy that Murph has, this is about people, Chris.
Correct. No doubt about it. I think that's one thing that I think people don't realize. What one recipe is going to work for every person on that staff, and it's totally different. I gotta meet and greet different folks, and it's coming from all levels, right? I mean, might have a guy from AA this year to have some success, and I got to know him in some form or fashion, as well as I know Freddie Peralta. So, I mean, I like you said, it's an individual sport in a way that I've got to be able to meet that pitcher where he's at. I got to get him to understand what it's going to take to have success at the major league level and quick. I think that's the difference between us and maybe somebody else, another organization, is that the expectations of success are here, right? So when that minor league guy comes up, we're not just going, oh yeah, well, we'll getting beat up for 5-10 starts. That's not acceptable. So that guy's got to come up and have success right away. And I just left Arizona last week, and just setting the expectations. When you guys get here, you should be able to have all our fundamental principles down and have an understanding that how you're going to get those done. And when you get here, we're going to have success from start one, or at least anticipate that and try to do our best to have that guy be able to be locked in and ready.
Chris, I read a lot about this infamous pitching lab, and when I think of this in my mind, I always picture beakers and bubbling cauldrons, and that's what I think about. But to the Brewer fan, when they read some of the beat reports in the newspaper and online about this Brewers pitching lab, how would you describe that to the fans?
It's not a physical place, right? So everybody thinks that we're shipping these dudes out and they go through a car wash, they come on the other end and they're fixed. The assessment process starts in spring training. The assessment part is happening during the game. So we're getting information that assesses guys on where they need to be. Just like if you went and got an MRI and you've got a torn rotator cuff, you're assessing you've got a problem, but they got to get to us. And then once we get that assessment, we got to go to work. There are people, like I said, there's probably a team of 5 to 10 guys, strength conditioning, training, my group with our pitching group. We're all working on these guys. So we have to get an assessment, and then we got to go to work. You got to get surgery, and then you got to do rehab. So, every guy has to get assessed on where they're at, if it's delivery, if it's pitch mix, if it's pitch shapes. We're doing all of that, and then we go to work with our group to get that guy better. So the pitching lab is a group of people. It's it's just like I hear that all the time. It's very humorous, and it's complimentary to our group. When I think about it, I think it's funny, but it's a group of people that are assessing guys, and we're assessing at the ball at our park, at every major league park. We get assessment readings. I know every day what guys are doing as far as pitch mix goes and as their shapes, and then we're trying to fix that on a daily basis to make sure it's pointing in the right direction.
Tommy,
yeah.
I'm thinking that the Brewers should just tweet out a picture of the Munsters' grandpa down in his trapdoor laboratory down, and just say, "This is the Brewers pitching lab."
That's right.
And then Photoshop Chris's face on it. I got it. Yeah, I got you. Chris Hook, Brewers pitching coach, joining us here. I just got one more here for you. We were talking about it a little bit. I don't want to necessarily neglect the relievers, but the starting pitching rotation, the depth that you guys have, and how many guys, you have 2 great guys at the front end of the rotation. You have a whole bunch that are going to be competing for 3 more spots, or maybe it's 4 more spots any once in a while. Like, just speak a little bit about that depth in the starting rotation. Are you like foaming at the mouth to get to next season already?
Well, obviously we're very excited about the young group that is coming through our system, with what Mizorowski did last year. I mean, gosh, guys, we'd never envisioned that. If I had told you last February 14th when Miz came to camp that we were expecting that kind of output from him during the season, I could have never guessed that. But it was awesome. The Logan Hendersons of the world also, for him to come up and do well, is he going to be a part of it? There's a really good chance. Chad Patrick, out of nowhere, man. He did such a nice job. Obviously, he spent the back part of the season in the bullpen and helping us out in that playoff atmosphere. He was tremendous. So, yes, there's a nice group there. Obviously, Freddie leads this group. You got Brandon Woodruff coming back. I mean, those are the horses, right? But it's exciting. We know what those guys are going to give us and what they have given this organization over the years. But I'm most excited about that young group and really kind of sinking their teeth into a season and understanding what the season brings and be able to kind of continue to elevate their game.
Okay, final thing here, Chris, for the fans. A 12-year-old Chris Hook down south. He's riding his bike around, looking to play some ball with somebody, pack of baseball cards or two in his pocket. Who are some of your favorite teams and players back then?
Well, growing up in Reds country, we had a lot of, pitchers kind of come through, the Mario Sotos of the world, the Tom Seavers. I had the Dwight Goodens, the Nolan Ryan, the Oral Hershiser, those types of guys that were on my wall. So I had a little command, a little power. I didn't throw that hard as a professional player and a big leaguer, but I think there was a little combination of wanting to be the Nolan Ryan, but had to be more of the Oral Hershiser of the world to get to the big leagues and also throw a little bit of split fingers. So I have to add Jack Morris in there as well.
Okay.
But that's those are the guys that to me were up on my bedroom wall and who I was driven to be.
And what a name for a pitching coach too, Hook. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that's
great,
like
it?
Kenneth Gainwell as a running back in the NFL. I mean, it's sort of the same
I
thing,
like that,
isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris,
I wish I was better at curveballs than I was more of a slider guy than a curveball, but
keep it down. Keep that ball down. You're hanging it. All right. All right, Chris. Well, great talking with you. We'll say hello when we see you in Arizona. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Look forward to it, guys. Take care.
All right. Chris Hook, pitching coach of the Milwaukee Brewers. He seems like he's into it.
Oh,
Tommy.
Yeah. You could feel the pitching lab through the phone. You could feel it.